Okay, we have Mr. Brindell and Ms. Ravel back, Your Honor, and we are on YouTube.
Okay, Mr. Brindell, were you able to work out an under agreement with the state?
Yeah, she agreed that she would take the Class A as long as the 72-hour jail sentence wasn't enforced on that.
Okay, I'm sorry. What modification off the original plea bargain are we doing on Miss Ravel?
No modification, but I believe Mr. Brindell wanted to ask the court's permission to waive the 72-hour jail sentence.
Oh, I never assign it because everybody's always done 1 day in jail when they got arrested, and we just use that 1 day. Plus, she's got another day in jail from the previous arrest or whatever, so she's got plenty of time in jail for qualify for that. There's no problem. All right, let's go back on the record on cause 674-124, State of Texas versus Angela C. Ravel. I believe we've gone through all the preliminaries. Is that correct, Mr. Brindell?
Sorry, I didn't hear you.
We've already gone through all the preliminary administrative stuff on Miss Ravel's plea. Is that true?
Sorry, I'm having some.
Can you hear me now?
Okay, can you say that again?
Sure. We've already gone through all the administrative preliminaries, identifying documents and signatures on Miss Ravel, have we not?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right. So in cause 674-124, State of Texas versus Angela C. Ravel. This case is now a DWI second. Is that correct, State?
Yes, Your Honor.
And are you waiving the second enhancement, or is she pleading DWI second?
It's my understanding that defense is pleading to DWI second.
Is that correct, Mr. Brindell?
Okay.
That is correct.
Having some. Sorry, that.
Okay, so my understanding is that in Ms. Ravel's case, she's going to plead to a DWI second. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, fair enough. You can call 674-124, Ms. Ravel, to the charge of driving while intoxicated, second offense. How do you plead, ma'am?
No contest.
Thank you. And Pat, for administrative purposes, the defendant's waiver of constitutional rights, the court's admonitions, needs to be changed to say DWI second. Right now, it just says DWI.
Yes, Your Honor.
Is there an agreement for Ms. Ravel?
Yes, Your Honor. 1 year over 14 months probation, $600 fine, court costs, 70 hours community service, DWI education, victim impact panel, CAT SNP, Smart Start Mobile for half term.
And forgive me, my memory is not good. Did Ms. Ravel, is she still on probation on another DWI? Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, so basically she's not, Ross, you can correct me if I'm wrong. She's already done all the basic DWI programs on the first arrest. Does that sound right?
Yes, Your Honor, including intensive outpatient program that you ordered. And then, but, you know, I didn't know if she needed to redo those or she gets credit for doing them.
I want to give her credit for them, but I want to talk to Ms. Gross about what her recommendations are from probation department. I don't see any reason to go through all those again unless Ms. Gross thinks that that would be helpful. Susan, what do you?
The only thing is if this is going to be pled as a second, then she will have to do the DWI intervention if she wants to retain her license down the road. Other than that, you know, we wouldn't have any objection to her receiving credit for the classes that she's already completed, providing that we have no more violations, because she has already done all the classes that we would recommend if there were future violations. Our only recommendation moving forward that we would have available to us would be SATF or revocation.
What was the previous cause number on the DWI that she's currently on probation for?
That cause number, Judge, is 635213.
If we just run these concurrent, that would help her a little bit on the money. And that would also take care of any programs or classes she's already done, she will get credit for on this case. That sound right, Susan?
That is correct. And like I said, the only thing that she'll have to do is DWI intervention because it's a second if she wants to keep her license.
Okay, so Mr. Brendel, it's okay with you if we run these concurrent with the case that she's currently on probation for?
Sure. And Ms. Ravel, you're okay with taking an intervention class?
Yeah.
That's a requirement usually of the second DWI.
Okay, and state's okay with you if we run these concurrent with the case she's currently on probation for?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, let's try this. Ms. Ravel on cause 674-124. The court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated. Second offense, I find you guilty. I assess 1 year in the Bexar County Jail, probated for 14 months, a $600 fine plus court cost, 70 hours community service, DWI intervention, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety new intervention program. Did she do the intensive outpatient on the last probation, Susan?
I'm sorry?
Did you do intensive outpatient with cats the last time?
Yes, she completed that class on April 15th.
Or did she do CATSNP and IOP, two separate classes?
Yes, she originally did the CATSNP program. And then when she had her violations and was arrested for this case, then you ordered that she go on the SCRAM device and complete intensive outpatient, which she has done.
Let me start over.
She also, you just ordered removal. So she did a good job with her SCRAM bracelet. So but her Smart Start Mobile is a condition of this plea. So I guess she needs to get the Smart Start Mobile after this.
She needs to
Yes.
get the Smart Start Mobile at 4 blows a day within 10 days and everybody's happy. All right, let me go through this one more time because I'm afraid I'm confusing Ms. Ravel and I don't want to do that. Ms. Ravel, in clause 674-124, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated. Second offense, I find you guilty. I assess 1 year in the Bexar County Jail, probated for 14 months. It says a $600 fine plus court cost, 70 hours community service, DWI intervention program, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety new intervention program, Smart Start Mobile Home Interlock at 4 blows a day for half the term, which is 7 months. This case will run concurrent with 635-213, which means that every dollar you pay to probation for one of these cases counts on the other case, and any program you completed for one of these cases counts for the other case, okay? So it looks to me like the only new program you're going to have to do is a DWI intervention. Susan, does that sound right?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Brendel, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
And State, is that your understanding of the agreement?
Yes, Your Honor.
Mr. Ravel, I'm not going to preach, but I'm going to let you know if you get arrested one more time, it's going to be a felony. And every
I let her know that.
yeah,
So-
every police car has got a computer on it. So as soon as they
Or
find
the
out,
third one's not gonna be fun.
I'm sorry?
The third one would certainly not be fun.
Exactly. Anyway, what I'm trying to make clear to you is that if a police officer sees you have 2 prior DWIs, he's going to go out of his way to look for an empty beer can or any reason to arrest you. I wish it wasn't that way, but I assure you it's that way. And Mr. Brendel will affirm that for you. So you can't afford any more drinking and driving stuff. So best of luck to you. Thank you, Mr. Brendel. Y'all know what you need to do on probation and we're good to go. So y'all are dismissed.
All right, I appreciate it. Thanks,
All right.
Mr. Bell. Doing a good job with everything.
Thanks. Take care. All right. Mr. Simpson, where we at on Mr. Fahey?
We're ready, Judge.
Okay, Mr. Fahey, about 648-160. And Mr. Roundtree is our last plea, and then you can have the DA. It's called 648-160, State of Texas versus Zachary J. Fahey. The first document I have in this case is entitled Defendant's Consent to Plea by Video Conference, which purports to have both Mr. Fahey and Mr. Simpson's signature on it. In fact, Mr. Fahey, is this your signature on this document, sir? And
Yes, Your Honor.
okay, thank you. And Mr. Simpson, as attorney for Mr. Fahey, is this also your signature on this document?
It is, Your Honor.
You. Next document I have, Mr. Fahey, is entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonitions. It purports to have your signature on the back, effectively waiving certain constitutional rights you must waive in order to enter a plea before this court. In fact, sir, is this your signature on this document also?
Yes, Your Honor.
Thank you. by signing this document, are you telling me that you've had enough time to either read this document or have it read to you in its entirety? If you had any questions about what was on this document, those questions were answered to your satisfaction by your attorney. So that in signing this document, you're telling me that you agree with and understand everything on this document. Is that correct, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
And Mr. Simpson, as attorney for Mr. Fahey, have you had enough time to go over this case with him? And in your opinion, is he mentally competent?
Yes, I have, Your Honor, and I believe he is.
Mr. Fahey, are you a United States citizen, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
Simpson, has the state fully complied with discovery for you on this case?
To the extent that I know of, yes.
Okay, let's see what we're doing. And this is a DWI first, so we're just pleading to DWI first. Does that sound right?
I believe with the 0.15 enhancement, Your Honor.
Okay, are they waiving the enhancement or we're pleading to DWI greater than 0.15?
Greater than 0.15, Your Honor.
All right. And Pat, we need to just add the greater than 0.15 on the plea document entitled Defendant's Waiver of Constitutional Rights and Court's Admonition. Mr.
Yes, sir.
Fahey, about 648160 to the charge of driving while intoxicated with a blood or breath alcohol content greater than 0.15. How do you agree, sir?
No contest, Your Honor.
An agreement for Mr. Fahey.
Yes, Your Honor. 1 year, probated over 13 months, $600 fine, $100 probated, court costs, 48 hours community service, DWI education, victim impact panel, CAT SNP, Smart Start Mobile for half the term, and $60 to DPS for lab.
And Mr. Simpson, is that your understanding of the agreement?
It is, Your Honor.
Mr. Fahey, in cause 648160, the court accepts your plea of no contest to the offense of driving while intoxicated with a blood or breath alcohol content greater than 0.15. I find you guilty. I assess 1 year in the Bexar County Jail, probated for 13 months, a $600 fine plus court costs, 48 hours community service, DWI education, DWI victim impact panel, Community Alliance for Traffic Safety New Intervention Program, Smart Start Mobile Home Interlock at 4 blows a day for half the term, which is 7 months, and $60 in reimbursement to the Texas Department of Public Safety for a labs test. Anything further from the state or the defense on Mr. Fahey?
Nothing from the state, Your Honor.
Yes, Judge. Mr. Fahey has completed 1 or 2 of the classes. He believes it's the victim impact panel. If he provides a completion certificate of that to probation, will that be sufficient?
Absolutely. So, Mr. Fahey, have you? I see you've done the VIP program. What else did you do? DWI education also?
I don't believe he
No, so I
did,
did the
Judge.
victim impact. Just
All right. So you're going to get proactive credit for that. You just need to send a completion certificate or fax it or whatever to your probation officer, and we'll give you credit for that. No problem.
And then, Judge, also on the community service hours, does your court allow him to purchase those?
We don't call it purchase. He can donate $10 an hour to court charities, primarily special operations, wounded warrior organizations, and family violence prevention organizations. And we'll credit him 1 hour for every $10 he donates to those organizations. And we have a list that's available through probation or through Pat.
His officer can give him a list.
Excellent. Thank you. I think that's it from the defense.
Has Mr. Fahey already been briefed on what he needs to do on probation? Pat? Susan?
I believe he was here when I gave my spiel.
All right. Were you here for the probation spiel, Mr. Fahey?
I don't believe all of it, Your Honor. I was working